Delia, have you forgotten that we're failing FFP? You've just told me like 2 days ago we need to cut costs, and you're bringing someone in on 2.6k a week to do a job we don't even need. I don't think so. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Norwich City bouncing back, and I'll tell you what's not bouncing back, our FFP success. That is becoming the main thrust of the save at the moment. I mean, hopefully it does bounce back, but we got some news at the start of December from Delia. The board have invested 24 million to help the club comply with FFP regulations. I thought, great, brilliant, absolutely fine. They then reduced the transfer budget to 2.1 million and then the wage budget down to £510,000. So not great, but okay, fair enough. That's what we need to do. But then after the good news, she then sent this email about 10 minutes later just to say that we are still expected to fail FFP and we need to generate 6.51 million in extra income. So great. What was the point of that 24 million? What's that going to do? This is what annoys me. The balance, 102 million in the championship. We've got 102 million in the bank, and yet apparently it's not good enough. We are apparently now on course. Well, currently we've made a profit of 11.59 million, but by the end of the season this will apparently be 22.15 million of loss. So I don't know. I mean, the projection is that it will go down, which is obviously not ideal, but I still don't really know how accurate this is. We'll have to deal with it. My big issue is I don't really want to sell anybody in January because all of our best assets we kind of need to get promoted. Now, of course, if we could just get promoted, that would be fine and we wouldn't have to worry about it at all. So how's that going? Well, obviously last time we drew with Birmingham, we beat Wycombe 2-0, and since then it's been good. I mean, for the most part anyway. We played Brentford, a top of the table clash, and it was we got off to the worst possible start. Ben Gibson with one of the most insane own goals I've ever seen, but we battled back in the rest of the match, equalising before half time, and then in the second half we made the job complete with some more excellent goals. It was an excellent performance in the end. 3-1 win coming from behind, what we like to see. We then followed that up with a pretty disappointing 0-0 with Bristol City. As you can see from the XG and shots on target, we should have won the game. Was worried it was going to become the story of the season, but against Millwall, similar thing, great XG, plenty of opportunities. Finally, we did find the breakthrough, though. It was looking like it wasn't going to be our day, but Todd Cantwell on the 87th minute gave us all 3 points. And you can see a trend from the shots on target and from the XG as well. We are playing very well. We're creating lots of opportunities, and for the most part, we are being pretty clinical. Swansea City, again, we left it late. 2 goals in the space of a minute from Emi Buendia, giving us a 2-0 win in this one. We've got to watch the second one. He got himself a 9.8 rating for this game, and I think more than deserved. He is the one that's attracting the most interest, as you would expect. Interest from Leicester, Southampton, and Guangzhou Evergrande in China. It's going to be a struggle to keep him in January. Obviously, from a financial perspective, it makes sense maybe to sell, but I don't want to because we're not going to get promoted without him. That was then followed up by another excellent win, a very even game against Middlesbrough, but we came out on top. 2 early goals kind of sealed it. Adam Eder has not scored for a while, but he got a goal in the first minute in this one, and then Ben Gibson against his boyhood club didn't celebrate. That was actually animated in the game, and they asked a question at the end. I've never seen that before. We gifted them a goal late on, but then they went down to 10 men, and the job was done. And then we went to the Bet365, and we beat Stoke 7-0. Yeah, 7-0. It was a complete destruction. All of the 7 goals came in the first half. You're just going to see a few of them. Sean Longstaff, including getting his first for the club. It was a complete riot. We were absolutely brilliant in every single way. Every single highlight resulted pretty much in a goal. It felt like we could do no wrong. It felt like surely nothing could possibly top this. It cannot get any better than this. And it couldn't, because we immediately then lost at home 1-0 to 18th placed Coventry despite dominating the game. I'm still not quite sure how it happened. It's very irritating, this game sometimes. An irritation that was exacerbated by the fact that we then proceeded to lose 1-0 to Luton in pretty similar circumstances. This game was a little bit closer. The stats don't really show that, but it was quite a bit closer. But again, we still should have won the game. 2 games we should have won. 2 games we pretty much dominated. 2 games we lost. And it's not like we didn't go for them. We absolutely did. We went for them, and well, especially against Coventry, that's what cost us in the end. But we have got back to a little bit more of an even keel in our most recent game, a 1-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday, the coveted Buendia, with the goal in that one. I'll just click on this so you can see all of the goal scorers against Stoke. That was nice. This kind of ruined everything a little bit. But overall, apart from this horrendous blip, it has been pretty successful. We did actually get a full clean sweep of the main awards for October as well. Manager of the Month, Player of the Month for Christoph Zimmermann, and Young Player of the Month for Max Aarons as well, which is very nice. But it's just a shame about this. Table-wise, we're looking okay. We are second, 33 points on the board. Despite those defeats, in real life, Norwich did actually drop points in both those games as well. It was a draw with Coventry and a defeat to Luton. So we actually are still 2 points ahead in terms of the real life points tally at this stage. Unfortunately, in this fictional world, Brentford are 5 points clear. Despite the fact that we have beaten them, that is one of only 2 defeats they've had all season, and they are in on a 5-match winning streak. So, yeah, brilliant. Feels like any save I do this year, there's just one team who are just ridiculously good no matter what you do. Even if you beat them, they will just not drop points against anyone else. And it's looking like Brentford at the moment. We are bit precarious, 33 points, level on points with Nottingham Forest, who we are going to play today. So yeah, this game's pretty significant. We need to be picking up all 3 points at Carrow Road. It's not good enough to drop any at this stage. Morale has taken a bit of a hit given those 2 defeats. The victory against Sheffield Wednesday has got it back up to good. It went down to average. It was bordering on poor, which I don't think is particularly fair. Jordan Hugill and Mario Vrancic both wishing to leave. I'm quite happy to sell at least Vrancic. Hugill will need to be replaced, otherwise we'll be left with just 2 strikers, which is not really what we're looking for. But the team for this one then is going to be Tim Krul in goal. He's either brilliant or terrible, which seems to be a theme for goalkeepers this year. Tyrick Mitchell has done exceptionally well, cemented his place at left back. Gibson and Zimmerman have been really good too. Max Aarons, Lucas Rupp is going to be playing in defensive midfield because both Sorensen and Skip have been pretty poor of late. Longstaff and Steedman have already formed a nice partnership. Cantwell is on the left. He's not been as good as Buendia, who has been electric on the right. And Adam, well, he got a couple of goals recently. Slowed down a little bit. He's still exceptionally young. 7 in 16 as a 19-year-old is quite good. Haven't got any strikers on the bench. Both Hugill and Pookie are injured. Pookie will be back relatively soon, which is good. Right, pretty critical that we get all 3 points. Early highlight for us. It is an early goal. I thought it wasn't going to go in. It took about 5 tries to get it there. Free kick from Buendia, proving deadly. Once again, the Carrow Road faithful absolutely loving it. It was initially Zimmerman and Nida went for it. Eventually, Sean Longstaff reacts quicker than about 5 defenders. Right, good start. That's settled the old nerves. I mean, the games against Coventry and Luton, both of them were simply a case of we had so many opportunities, so many chances. They defended really well. We had pretty bad luck, hit the woodwork a few times, and just didn't find the breakthrough. And eventually, on the counter, they ended up scoring instead. So to get a goal early on, I'm feeling a bit more confident. To get 2 would be very nice indeed. Sean Longstaff, heavily involved already. Lucas Rupp sprays it out to Buendia. They're sitting very deep here at Forest, and they got away with it there just about. Steeperman has another go, and it's saved in the end. Not quite sure how he missed there. Max Aarons finds Sean Longstaff. No, it's been cleared, but only as far as Christoph Zimmermann. And Aarons has it again. Buendia working it nicely. We're looking pretty positive early on, which is good to see. Lucas Rupp seems a bit more experienced than both Sorensen and Skip, so they've both been making quite a few mistakes. So he's come in instead. Cantwell finds Max Aarons. Can he whip a ball in? He's gone back to Longstaff. Been very patient, trying to find a bit of room. Ida's in. Cantwell's there. It's another save from Samba. Tyrick Mitchell lays it off to Todd Cantwell. Can we find a ball? There's a highlight. Started from originally our corner. It's blocked from Longstaff again. The goalkeeper diving away. The shot never came. We're still going. Max Aarons across to Steeperman, and it goes wide. Plenty of opportunities. I mean, this has kind of been the theme so far this season. Mitchell across to Buendia. It's cleared away again. Forest, I mean, it has the feel of a lot of the games we've played where we've ended up losing. The two, as we mentioned, the Coventry game, the Luton game. At least we've already found the breakthrough. Longstaff to Cantwell makes it 2 and makes things look a lot rosier. Really good exchange of passing, lovely build-up. Lucas Rupp seems to be doing very well in that deep-lying role. Longstaff had an excellent game as well. Beautiful ball forwards. It's a tight angle finish from Cantwell, but it's 2-0. At half-time, 2-0. Very nice indeed. I am thrilled with your performance, boys. Let's keep it up. Second half is absolutely draining away here. They've had their first shot of the entire game. We've seen nothing at all in the second half. And the Derby are beating Brentford, which is great news as well. I better actually make some substitutions before the time just runs out and someone gets injured. Well, the time drained away like nothing there. Not a single highlight in the second half. The job was done in the first 2 goals, getting things across the line. 3 more points. And the good news, if we see it in a minute, well done, lads. It was a good win. If we can see the table and see the results, Brentford have lost indeed at home to Derby County. Martin Waghorn, former Ipswich Town player, giving us a big favour. Only very briefly, but we appreciate it nevertheless, Martin. The gap is cut down to 2 points. We are in the second automatic promotion spot. Apparently the jury is still out for me. Okay. I mean, we're doing better than real life Norwich. Is the jury still out on Daniel Farker? I guess he's got the credit in the bank of actually getting promoted. Well, youth intake could prove so critical as the save goes on, and I'm delighted to see that this is not a great group of players apparently for our first intake. I'm excited already. We are playing a lot of matches in December, so I should probably do a bit more rotation, but I want to keep the winning run going. The blip against Luton and Coventry kind of scared me a little bit. We want to keep it going. So we're going to go with the same team against Blackburn. They're not away from home. They're a decent team. Everyone's playing well recently, for the most part. So I'm gonna go with the same lineup for now. No one's looking particularly exhausted, so I think hopefully we'll be all right. I mean, 3 players will get injured in the first half. That's what we got to live with. Blackburn, of course, have got Adam Armstrong up front, championship goal machine. Got to be wary of him, but we should have enough about us to see this one out. The key, as we saw in the previous game, get a goal early. Defence is good. It's just about whether we can be clinical enough in front of goal. Right, Mitchell plays the ball on the left to Todd Cantwell. Holds it up well, finds Sean Longstaff. We have been playing some dodgy passes around recently. Some spectacular ones, but some dodgy ones as well. We're working out to the right-hand side now. Loads of room for Max Aarons to put a ball in. He does. Ida's there. And he gets his 9th of the season. Brilliant goal. Lovely switch of play. We saw the space. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see players going wide if that's the right option. I want to see players going inside if that's the right option. In this case, Aarons pretty much stays wide. He comes in a little bit, but not much. And there is Ida. He cannot miss. Got to be careful now, though. Blackburn looking to fashion a chance themselves. Dolan driving inside. We're looking relatively well set to respond, but here's the danger man, Adam Armstrong. We're instantly trying to track him, and the challenge is missed. And he's got past 2. He's going to put the shot in. We get another block in, and it ends up going wide. Good defending in the end. I'll give it away to Sean Longstaff. He's been in pretty good form today. He manages to survive the challenge from Lewis Travers without serious injury or giving the ball away. Ida has another go. It's blocked. Buendia can't quite get the rebound. Mitchell picks up the loose ball, running into space. Finds Cantwell. Lots of room for him. Some of our players not being picked up. Can we get another ball into the box? Squirms it in. It was a Rabona cross from Cantwell. Shame about the finish. Half time, plenty of chances for us, and luckily once again one of them's gone in the goal, and we've got the lead, which is that's how you win football matches. If you score more goals than the opponent. I learned that from Michael Owen. And again, the second half has passed pretty much without incident, but here's a highlight. And Adam Ida is on the ball. Let's not do anything stupid. We're in a good position once again. Let's not throw it away. Sean Longstaff pressing into space. Can he find any sort of layoff? He's going to try and take this on himself. He is. They're tracking him, but he's still going. He's not going to shoot from here, is he? He's been tackled by Stuart Downing, who's about 40 at this point. He's found Adam Armstrong. I mean, I said don't do anything stupid. What have we done? It's a terrible effort at the end. Got away with that one though. Sean Longstaff just sort of running aimlessly. Could have found a pass. There were options on the left. He didn't do it. He does have questionable decisions and questionable determination. That certainly seemed determined, but not the best decision. Here's Buendia though, cuts inside, shot coming in. It's a good effort, but saved by Kaminski. Coming forwards again, Mitchell finds Buendia, who's about to go off. He's getting a bit tired. It would be nice if he sealed it there. It's another good effort. And not the most clinical or convincing. Again, you see the XG. You see the shots on target. We've only won 1-0, but at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You still get 3 points. No matter how many goals you score, as long as you score more than the other team. I learned that from Michael Owen. We've won, which is obviously good, but unfortunately Brentford won as well away at Nottingham Forest. We beat them. They've fallen well back now. You can see how tight it is at the top, how many teams were involved in this promotion hunt. We are there in second still 2 points behind Brentford. It's looking a lot more healthy than it did at the start of the episode, so that is something to be thankful for. Another good result, and it means we do reach the end of the already played fixtures, 2 points better off than Norwich are in real life. By the time this episode goes up, the Reading game will have been played, but yeah, 2 points better off. It could have been more. It should have been more. We should have beaten Bristol City. We should have won these 2 games as well. But hey, not too bad. Now we will be back next time for some January transfer shenanigans. We have got a bit of money to spend, but I don't really think I will, given the FFP predicament, and it may well be a case of having to let some players go. We will get a bid for Emi Buendia. I am 100% certain we will. If he wants to go, if it's going to derail. The problem is I don't want to sell him because he's so vital to our promotion push, but at the same time, financially, it might be necessary. The risk of not selling him and then not getting promoted is, that's a transfer ban, possible points deduction, which is not something that's really worth thinking about, really. If we can get the money for Buendia, as much as I don't want to sell him and as much as it's going to impede us getting promoted this season, I don't know. That's a choice to make. At the end of the day, if he doesn't want to leave, then I'm not going to sell him, but we will see what the future brings. In terms of games then, probably Bristol City, Cardiff, maybe Millwall, depending on how things are sort of shaking up. But that'll be next time. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like on the video as well. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss what happens next, and I'll see you next time.